Hello, new and old and medium listeners. My name is Dan, and I'm a Welsh slash UK-ish man living in Wales in the United of Kingdoms. And I'm joined by Jack, who is a UK-ish, Welsh-ish man who's now miserying it up in America. Hello, Jack.
Hi, Dan. I was just thinking about something. One day we'll be dead, but our voices will live on in this time capsule of recording.
No,
weird.
They'll wipe us because they'll need to make room in the cloud or wherever we're left.
Oh yeah, do you think we'd make the cut if they were like, okay, no, we've got a purge?
Jack, I swear, I think that if we go back to episode 1, they'll have wiped that already.
And on that note is why we've come together to give you a least worst of episode, famously not best, never best. So we can basically rehash our old stuff in case the podcast minions decide to delete everything we've ever done.
Yeah, we're just trying to stay ahead of the game because the tide is coming in behind us of progress, washing away everything we did in the sand, the digital sand before. Basically, what we're doing is we're getting some old stories back, so, to sort of relive some of our highlights just for a few episodes here. And it's just a fun time to remember some of the hilarity we've already brought you for absolutely zero reward.
Cool. Let's hear some of those least worst stories, Dan.
Okay.
Gallons of petrol poured on baseball field and set alight to dry it quicker after rain.
What? So is this right?
Yeah.
So this is to dry the baseball field rather than dry the petrol.
Yeah.
Someone's got a gallon of petrol and gone, this is really wet for I didn't know petrol was this wet. I'm gonna have to try and dry it a little bit, and they've just set it on fire.
Essentially, it's like coming out of the shower and putting a hairdryer on, right? Not in the shower. That would be
it's like coming out. Yeah, it's like coming out of the shower and then using a flamethrower to dry yourself.
Why would I use a towel like an idiot?
Yeah. Or using a towel and then setting fire to the towel to dry it off.
I'm just going to jump onto the stove. The town of Ridgefield, Connecticut, now requires a new baseball pitch after a quote-unquote poor decision was made, and 24 gallons of gasoline was poured on the field to set it alight to dry the field quicker following some rain.
24 gallons. God. What did they describe it as? What was the quote? A
poor decision.
A poor decision. That's brilliantly, yeah.
Hindsight's a wonderful thing.
I've made a small mistake. What have you done? I poured 24 gallons of petrol on a field and set it on fire.
Cheryl, I've done something wrong. I love who's ever written this article is a snarkiest bitch of the highest degree, because they've then written petrol and fire are not the most prudent means of drying a wet playing field. Petrol is a poison, and fire is famously ruinous to most life forms.
I love how they've had to explain that. An editor's read this and gone, I think some of our readers might not get why putting fire, setting a fire might be bad. Can you just explain why? Why a massive fire might not be a good idea.
The technique may have dried the pitch, but it also destroyed it. The incident was reported on the town's Facebook page. Firstly, I'm obsessed that a town has a Facebook page.
I love the idea that everyone in the town is on the same Facebook page. It's some guy trying to flog, some old tyres in his garden, and then someone else go, "Dear town, I have something I wish to apologise for. I poured 24 gallons of petrol on the baseball field and now we just have charred earth. And I don't know where the kids' team have gone."
A video posted on social media showed part of the baseball pitch in the grip of the blaze, with tall flames raging across the centre, while two men appear to be sweeping soil into the fire.
Yeah, watching the fire going, this field is going to be so dry when we're finished.
That soil is going to have no idea what's dried out.
Are they that worried about people slipping on a bit of grass that they thought the best thing to do would be set fire to everything? Because fire is notoriously safer than slipping on wet grass. I can't tell you the amount of, the London's Burning episodes where they just ended up going with the full crew to go and save someone who had slipped on some wet grass.
That group Facebook page is going to need a big old GoFundMe because it's going to cost $50,000 to repair.
Jesus.
$50,000?
How... Yeah, what else do they have in this field? Is that where they buried all their gold during the Civil War or something?
They've buried actual paper money.
Yeah. This grass isn't really igniting as well as we'd like because it's so wet. What have we got that's dry? Well, I've got several $1,000s in my pocket. Yeah, everyone in the town needs to put some money into drying the field, and everyone thought they were just raising funds, to improve the facilities, and actually they were just collecting dry notes to be able to set on fire.
Said the town's first selectman, Rudy Marconi, it doesn't seem like a lot, but it's a very, very expensive process.
$50,000? Mm-hmm. It doesn't seem like a lot.
No, it doesn't to me.
I think these sound like they might be insanely rich people in an area where their actions really have consequences. Hence why you could think, I'll just pour petrol on it and set fire. We always just pay for an entire new field to just be flown in from Utah or something.
Yeah, Connecticut is very old money, isn't it, I feel? I feel like they're all... they got
a lot of connections.
Yeah. God, you deserve to be set on fire.
At least I'll be dry.
Mr. Marconi did not name who he believed was responsible because the whole town is in on it. No. But told the newspaper around 75 to 100 people witnessed the incident, with many of them filming it on their telephone. So I wasn't aware then until I got to this bit that it wasn't like at night. It wasn't like someone did it, when everything is closed down and it was to be miraculously healed the next day. No. This was like filmed in plain sight.
I'm not buying this. Clearly, this town have murdered someone or a group of people and have all got together and say we need to find a way to get rid of the bodies. We'll do it in the baseball field. And then they've thought, right, now what's our excuse for setting fire to this baseball field? Oh, we were trying to dry the field. It was really wet, so we thought fire would dry it. What a mistake.
Yeah.
Why are there bones in the field? No, that's not bone dust, and that's just the old white powder that, marks out the areas. No, this is a femur. No, it's a baseball bat. It's a baseball bat. It's a bat. It sounds like there's a true crime podcast in this. Like who burnt the field? And just to get to the bottom, we can do a full serial about this.
So the plan is to excavate the infield, place the dirt in a safe container. Why are you putting the dirt in a safe container?
They've murdered people. They're getting rid of the bodies. I'm sorry, we're just going to put this dirt in an acid bath. It's nothing to worry about. That's just what you do after there's been a fire. That's what that's clearly what they did in with all the California forest fires and everything. We just we had to put all the dirt in an acid bath and then bury it in the sea with its within a concrete block attached to it to drag it down.
Honestly, Dan, you can't move here for Tupperware. It's just absolutely everywhere.
Well, I never knew that, except I did know that because I heard that story the first time round. Okay, ready for another one, Jack?
So ready for it.
Woman tries to sell cold, half-eaten Chinese takeaway for a $5 on Facebook.
Wow.
This woman has gone viral after she tried to sell her leftover Chinese takeaway on Facebook. An advert for the cold, half-eaten food was posted on the Plymouth Sell and Buy page by a woman from the Devonport area at about midnight. She uploaded a photo of the fast food bundle showing 4 mystery dishes, a bag of 2 sauces and prawn crackers with a price tag of £5 for the lot.
I'm sorry. This is fucking disgusting.
This is pretty weird, isn't it? So anyway, she stated that she originally paid... So she's only asking a £5 for it, and she stated she paid well over £39 for it. So
what?
£40? Is she so embarrassed by how, she spent £100 on Chinese and she's embarrassed to admit she spent £100 on Chinese, so she gets it's well over £39 I paid for it. Yeah. Upwards of 39. My mortgage is well over £39.
Yeah, well over. What?
Yeah.
This is I keep going.
Yeah, so clearly that was her trying to sell it as a bargain. She said it It had only been sat here for a few hours, and it needed to be gone ASAP.
What the does that mean?
ASAP.
What,
do you mean like not what? Do you know what ASAP means?
No, I mean, why is she so desperate to get rid of it so soon? What has she done?
Yeah, I don't know what she's done. Well, I've got a theory. Well, first of all, when I first saw this, I thought, what kind of monster doesn't risk food poisoning and just eat it tomorrow? Because the whole reason you overorder on Chinese is you go, oh, well, I suppose I'm going to have to eat Chinese tomorrow as well.
Yeah,
rather than
Chinese for breakfast is the best leftovers.
Exactly. Day 2 Chinese is gorgeous. But anyway, I've got an idea of why this woman might want it out, is that the photo she's posted, right? So there's all of this food in like a stack, and it's right next to a Beecham's all-in-one that's open. So,
oh my God.
Basically, like that personally, that would put me off because I don't really fancy, secondhand chow mein seasoned with your lung juice.
Oh my God, this is insane.
So this is clearly an ill woman. Maybe she's just taken too much Beecham's and thought this would be a good idea. Anyway, it gets weirder, right?
Impossible.
So people obviously asked what were the foods because she's just taken a picture and said, Chinese, do you want it? $5.
Who's asking? Why are you entertaining this woman?
She later confirmed that there were 4 chicken balls with sauce that had been, and I quote, undipped. The sauce had not been dipped. And I didn't realise that was a technical term for, any sauce that hasn't been touched. Next time I'm in the supermarket and I want to buy some tomato ketchup, I'm going to ask for the undipped section. She also had rice, prawn, crackers, chicken curry, half a bag of cold chips, chicken satay, crispy chili beef, and chow mein. Now, I'm a little bit worried that she didn't specify the rest of that food was unchewed, because if she's so keen to specify that the sauce had been undipped and the food is not unchewed, it makes me wonder how fresh it is.
What next for Facebook?
I know. I mean, this is such a weird. Like, this could only happen on Facebook. The weird, incestuous little odd world of Facebook, where people just like, I don't know what happened to shame, Jack? What happened to people's shame? A mission for next time. Let's find this woman and try and ask her why she did this. Well, I can tell you that apparently the Chinese is still available on the Facebook page.
No, it's not.
At the time of this article being written, it might have gone by now when people are listening to this, but for the time for the article to come up and be written and shared about, the Chinese was still available. There's also one more last detail to this that is I found quite funny. So one person asked if the food was still available, and she responded, "Serious buyers only. Can deliver for small free. Need to walk my dog anyway. Let me know." Bear in mind, she posted this deal at midnight, so she's going to walk her dog. She's basically offering a dog walking / delivery service on this Chinese.
Yeah, because if like Beecham's and kind of slightly warmed up Chinese, a few hours old, isn't enough, she's going to be like, oh, let me just get my dog.
Yeah, let me bring the dog. And obviously, I don't know whether the plan is to walk the dog by dangling the Chinese in front of it and just, leading it down the road. Also, I want to pick up on the fact that she says, can deliver for small free. Now, I think she was thinking about charging for delivery, gonna say a small fee, and then realised that might be a bit mental because she needs to walk her dog anyway, so changed it to free but forgot to delete the word small.
That is so something I would do.
So now, like, if you want delivery, it'll be £6.
Dan, stay there. One of us is about to chat shit to someone somewhere to give us some money, kind of.
Hello, news fiends. Fan of the news where they are? Thought you were. Well, did you know that you can actually get paid just for listening to this very podcast? We are literally paying you to listen to us. Well, I mean, Dan and I aren't, technically, but still. Podcoin is an app that pays you to listen to podcasts. Here's how it works. Listen to podcasts and earn Podcoin while you listen. It's genuinely the only currency not tanking right now. Trade that Podcoin in for gift cards at places like Amazon, Starbucks, or If you're a good person, you could even donate that podcoin to charity. Still with me? The more you listen, the more you earn. So, here's what you do. Download the app right now on whatever app store you have, then use the code NEWSER, and you'll get 300 podcoin just for signing up. So go and do that. Do it right now. Use the code NEWSER, NEWSER. It'll definitely, probably, change the way you listen to podcasts. Great story, Dan. Now, have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? When we were trying to get this podcast off the ground, we had a lot of questions. How do we record an episode? How do we get the show into all those apps that people like to listen to? Most importantly, how do we actually make money from this podcast? How do we get that dollar or pound, because British? The answer to every one of these questions is really simple. Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. And it is 100% free and easy to use. I still don't understand how both of those things collaborate. And now, Anchor can match you with great sponsors who want to advertise on your podcast. That means you can get paid to podcast right away. In fact, that's what I'm doing right now by reading this ad. Wait a minute. The reason me and Dan use Anchor is because we record from different countries. We use the app Anchor to kind of talk to each other across the pond. So it makes it super simple. We both log in and voila, we've made a podcast thousands of miles away from each other. So if you've always wanted to do something like that and start a podcast and make money doing it, go to anchor.fm/start to join me and Dan and the diverse community of podcasters already using Anchor. That's anchor.fm/start. We're pretty excited to hear all the other podcasts, as long as they're not about news, because that's ours.
Welcome back to you, Jack, and everyone else.
Honestly, I would say out of all the stories we've done, that particular one was my almost favourite. What's the next one, Dan?
The next one is another story.
Woman released from jail locks herself in a stairwell for 2.5 days after getting lost.
Right, great. So I love it. So we're counting days in 0.5s now, which I enjoy.
I deliberately didn't.
And what are you doing next week? I'm only doing 0.5 days. Yeah.
How long are you on holiday for? 7.5 days.
Yeah. They can just start doing it in hours now. How long are you on holiday for? Just 110 hours.
She was released from a Missouri jail, but couldn't figure out how to leave.
It sounds like some sort of crystal maze thing. So the doors just went opened up, and she's now got to work her way out. This is the last punishment of your crime. You have served your sentence so far, and now you must escape our ingenious trap. Once you are, we will consider you rehabilitated to society. I was just gonna say, it makes it sound like there must be other criminals who it's a way of reducing the criminal population. Is some of them just get lost and die in there and never get out.
The unidentified woman who was released from custody at the St. Louis Justice Center was reportedly told how to exit the building. Ended up trapped in a stairwell for nearly 3 days after she got lost. Said the.
I love that she was told how to get out by these guards 3. One always lies, one always tells the truth, and one talks backwards. But which do you ask? How do you work out which way to escape? There are 4 moons in the sky, one for each of the 4 corners of the earth. But one is true, one is false, one is lies, one is lust. Which do you pick? Ooh, sounds like that. Basically, what did they say? If they just said, it's just down the end there, those double doors, and she's gone, what? I just turned around and started moonwalking the other way.
Well, these instructions do sound completely made up, and it's starting to make me think that she was actually released from King's Cross London Underground tube station, which no one will ever get out of if you take a wrong turn. But they did say, and listen to this, go down the hall to the elevator, go down to the first floor, make a right turn, walk out of the jail, then you are free to go. Why would you say? I feel like it's too specific. It feels.
Oh, yeah. Was this just slid under the door seconds before it opened?
Yes. Who's not? Why is no one leading her out? What's happening here?
This isn't a prison. This is an escape room. So, I've just heard that once. Okay, I don't even think I can remember it now. So she had to turn left towards the elevator, go down one floor, turn right, and then you're free to leave the prison.
Yeah. But
was that actually the directions?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Was that actually those were the right ones, were they?
Yeah, but what she did is not.
I'm out of jail. I don't need to answer any more questions. I'm out of the prison. I'm fine.
You're free to
she's
go.
thick. She's just thick. That's it. It's fine. She can. No, she deserves to rot.
Well, this is what. So, as you then nicely explained, Dan, you don't go in the elevator, right? And at no point did I say go in the elevator.
You didn't say go in the elevator.
She entered the elevator at around 8:17 a.m. and was off. I don't know what that means, but around.
And she passed her sell-by date.
But around 6:30 p.m., 2.5 days later, the woman was found in the building's stairwell. Like. It sounds like the start of an old urban legend.
Yeah.
She was found in the walls.
Some say she was given confusing directions and never made her way out.
The woman, it turns out, was confused by the directions. Instead of taking the elevator to the first floor, she pressed all of the buttons in confusion and ended up on the 5th floor. She then went through a fire exit, which has signs warning against going through the fire exit, and she became locked inside.
I love that she went, right, I can't remember which floor they said. So if I press all of them, I'm definitely going to find the right floor.
Also, why would you go to the 5th floor in the exit? It would be on the...
Yeah, I know. So the way you get out here is you go all the way up and then you get in a helicopter that flies you off the roof.
Although the woman made noises, staff couldn't find her because she moved from floor to floor. Like she's a bird trapped in an air vent.
Someone's just going, can you hear that? Oh. It seems to be going up and down the elevator.
Oh, ignore it. It's just the air ventilation system. This is terrifying. They didn't search the fire stairs, but finally, staff saw her looking through a window on one of the doors.
Imagine they looked at it and went, oh, we're just using the stairs as a cell now, and walked off and left her in there.
The woman appeared to be okay, was given some food and water, but refused hospital treatment. She said, no, I just want to go home.
Yeah. Well, she'd only been in there 2.5 days. I mean, if it had been the 3.1 days, she would have been absolutely f***ed. But she, luckily, 2.5. Anyone, that's what they famously say, you can go 2.5 days without food or water. In the desert, you'll survive 2.5 days without anything.
We're really sorry that this occurred, and we did put precautions in place to make sure it doesn't happen. We've never had this happen before, so it won't happen again.
We have never come across anyone so staggeringly thick as this woman. So we're pretty confident it won't happen again.
That was a great story.
Of all the stories, that was definitely one of the stories we've done. I think, in my opinion, that is definitely one of the stories we've done. Have we got another one?
One more story from us. Oh, and it's a good one, Dan.
I'd hope so. It's the least worst of. Mystery mime artist turned up at village fete, then fleeced people out of cash. So,
I respect his goal already.
So, wait for this. Dressed head to toe in a checkered morph suit, there is little evidence to help identify who this man is. He has caused something of a stir after turning up at a village fete and getting people to guess who he was for £1 before running off with the cash. Now villagers in Wollaston in the Forest of Dean have asked the man to come forward before they get in touch with the police.
This
So
is
obviously,
amazing.
Lots of brilliant things to unpack there, but I'd like to start with the get in touch with the police. Do you have a description of the man? Well, I like to think, imagine just the lineup, you know, like it's just a load of men. Well, I can't really tell who it is. Can we have them put on these checkered morph suits, please? Okay, great. Right. Yeah, I tell you what, actually, you're not going to believe this, but that's actually made it worse. They all look the same now. I really can't tell. Oh God, I don't know. First of all, what a genius idea.
This is amazing.
A village, they've obviously just assumed it would be someone they know. And he's just gone, guess what happened for £1? Also, communicating with mime, so they haven't got the voice to go off. And so it says here, he communicated only through mime, which I absolutely love. I love the idea of like the commitment of it, you know. Who are you and where are you going with all that money? Okay, 3 words. I see, notice, look. Okay, look. Okay, second word, up, no, across, no, along, over. Oh, look, right, look over. Okay, got it. Third word sounds like hair, mare, care, there. Oh, there. Look over there. All right, look over there. Why? What's going on over there? Oh shit, he's gone.
I love that the village are mad. Like, always love a mad village. But also, I think fair enough. I think that I've been to a village fete before, sadly, and those are the types of fun, kooky games that you get. You get like throw a sponge at an old woman or whatever, and you do have to pay your pound. I feel like
a pensioner.
the number of pound coins I've lost for a rubbish game
to men in checkered morph suits.
I think he's just capitalizing on a dying art. He was rebranding somewhat boring village fates, and I commend him.
Well, I'll give you some more info and see what you think then. So some villagers think they know who he is, but are staying tight-lipped to prevent a witch hunt. So anyway, let's go back to the start. So he turned up at Wollaston Carnival and handed out entry forms that said, is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's Wollaston's Mystery Man. And the winner would receive £100 if they got his identity correct. And most people assumed he was a local resident raising money for the Hall Fund. He even had this is how the article describes it, he even had the audacity to pose for selfies.
Fair enough.
Literally everyone's got a photo with this guy. I've now sent Jack an image of the Mystery Man and the forms he was handing out.
Look at that hat. So, I just want to describe that he is in the aforementioned checkered morph suit, but is also wearing like what do you call those boating hats, Dan?
Yeah, a sort of straw hat. He looks like he's maybe sort of a gangster on a holiday from 1926.
This is a good disguise. Yeah, I don't know. I've got no leads. Sorry, one thing as well I want to mention, Dan.
Mm-hmm.
How is this more of a scam than, like, guess the sweets in a jar?
Well, because the sweets in the jar don't then run away with the money an hour later, as this man did. Apparently, the last known sighting appears to be of him melting away down a public footpath.
What?
Although, yeah, that could have just been a bit of newspaper going down there. Actually, the full sentence is, he says, the last known sighting appears to be of him melting away down a public footpath with a deck chair under one arm and an old music bag or briefcase under the other.
What?
Which makes it sound like, which makes it sound like, you know, the reporter has accidentally just watched a new Disney film about a kindly stranger who's arrived to teach someone's father how to be a good dad again. You know, and he just disappears off into the distance. Like, maybe that's what Mary Poppins was doing all along. She was actually robbing the family. That bag was hiding loads of, like, valuable ornaments and stuff. And they go off tossing off about a kite and stuff. And she's like, right, get all the cash. And off I fly.
Just a bag full of cash helps my debts be erased.
Just a secret sash of money taken away. Going on holiday. What I love about this as well is, like, he's obviously, the whole big thing is he's a mystery man, and everyone's now, well, who is he? I'd love the idea that if he then takes his suit off and everyone's like, I got no idea. Who the bloody hell's that? Is the ultimate mystery man if he's also a bloke that none of them know?
This is fascinating. We haven't had one like this in a while, and I love it.
Yeah.
I love a mystery.
After failing to return, Sue and her husband Tony, chairman of the committee, put an appeal on Facebook for him to reveal himself. The mystery deepened when organisers then received an email from the Wollaston Carnival mystery man offering to transfer £100 to them. They declined, instead offering him a chance to hand over the cash.
Oh my gosh.
So he basically tried to bribe them into letting him go free. Anyway, the article goes on. It says it's thought he made several £100s before fleeing with the proceeds. And they say, this is what the article says, sparking a Midsummer Murders style investigation, because he apparently on his way home, he murdered someone in a conservatory.
Well, I mean, looking at this handout poster, it wouldn't surprise me if he did that.
Yeah, he does look. I mean, he's clearly got the perfect disguise to fool this village, and they've got no idea who he is. It says here, right? Villagers say they still don't know if they have been duped. I wonder. Look, I'm sure there's a reasonable explanation as to why someone would disguise their identity and steal several £100. This is all just a big misunderstanding. So Carnival coordinator Andy Morgan Watts, who led the parade in his vintage car just as a ringmaster, said, he just appeared. Everybody was applauding him because it seemed such a clever way of raising money. But when he disappeared, it left a bad taste because people thought they had been giving money to charity. No, they thought they'd been giving money to donate to Wollaston Hall, as it says on the charts. Don't try and up it to charity now, mate. I still like to believe that he's just dragging it out to get the maximum amount of money possible from a good idea. Are people still donating to this guy?
I was just saying, who still donated to him?
Look, maybe if we just keep giving him money, he'll reveal himself. Some people think I'm being too kind, but we still have to wait and see which way it goes. It's clearly as black and white as his suit. Well, obviously not. A mystery is never black and white, is it? That's why it's a mystery. Get your metaphors right, Andy Morgan Watts. We want to give him a chance in case it's someone who means well and has just taken a joke a bit too far.
Come on.
That's what the Hatton Garden heist people said, that they'd just taken a joke a bit too far. But I know some people are losing patience because there are older people and children who gave him money from their pensions and their piggy banks. Who thought this guy was doing such a good thing? They were like, right, time to dip into the old pension. Yes, it's going to last me for another 30 years. But no, this faceless man in a checkered morph suit is clearly the guy who deserves my pension.
Has no one ever seen a morph suit? Like, what? Why are we all dipping into savings?
And like this, what I'm going to say is this story has got "Rip Off Britain" written all over it.
It does. Get bloody Glory Honeyford down there. This is just so brilliant. This is not since the Mashed Potato Bandit has a story intrigued me with such.
Captured the nation quite as much as this. So yeah, the mystery of Wollaston's mystery man remains unsolved. He is still at large. Other fates beware. If a man turns up asking you for a pound to guess who he is, do not risk it. Do not risk it. Report him to your nearest police.
That was a collection of the least worst stories from the News Where They Are podcast, which is us, a podcast about the things that are happening.
About the news where we were then in those times.
Hey, shit, Dan, there's one thing we forgot. Review bots 2BC 1000. Why can't I get its name right?
It's TBC 1000. God, respect the machines, Jack, before they rise up.
Hello, you idiots. It's TBC 1000. Rate and review this podcast. It literally costs nothing and can help get more listeners. Jesus Christ, just do it and be nice.
If you like this podcast, listen to what ReviewBot TBC 1000 says and rate and review us. Maybe just rate us if you can't be bothered to write a review.
Yeah, rate would be magnificent. You just tap a star at the bottom. Just tap it. Give it a little tappy. Tap, tap, tap-a-roo.
Tappa, tappa, tappa.
Tappa, Florida.
Tapax.
Tapan. Off of Tokyo.
That was the least worst collection of jokes that we could have done. Goodbye.
Keep musing.
You're joking.